Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. It's pro-level custom 1v1 action this afternoon. Exciting stuff, as always. First of all, quick message. Actually, it's more of a plea. Please stop reminding me that I've left the cast running at the end of the game, because I swear to God, if I get one more message, I might do something bad to myself, and I'm sure you wouldn't want that. Something really bad involving blades or waxing or just something generally nasty. It's deliberate, guys. It's an anti-spoiler. We had this big thing, lots of people weighed in, lots of people said that the little red line on YouTube was spoiling for them because they knew when the video was going to end. So we put a gap at the end so you don't know if it's going to end now or in 20 minutes or whatever. So it just keeps that little element of tension there. People liked it. We had a vote on Facebook, and that's sort of basically settled it. So yeah, it's there. It's deliberate. I haven't just forgotten how to press like end or stop recording on the button. It's still, I'm looking at the stop recording button right now. It's very visible. So yeah, no more advice on that particular issue, please. One person came up with a good point, said, aren't you worried that it's going to affect your algorithm on YouTube for viewing retention? Maybe. I'll keep an eye on it, but I haven't noticed anything as yet, so we'll see. But otherwise, please, no more advice on that. Give me any other advice you want about, I don't know, you haven't seen many pictures of me, but style advice is always welcome. Anything to do with the casts is good. Maybe, as you can tell, I'm suffering with a bit of a cold. Maybe a cold or cough flu remedy would be good. It would make everything sound better for you guys, but no more on the anti-spoiler. We're done. Alright, on to today's game, Custom 1v1, and that action is going to take place on Via 3 Protectorate. I'm ready, you guys are ready, and the players are sure as hell ready. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how they're going to get on. Cha-ching, ka-ching! And it instantly loaded. Means today's going to be a good day. Let's take a look at our players up here at the top right. In the pink corner, it's Keyser going baby pink and UEF and opening first lad. And his opponent down here at the bottom left in Ferrari red also going UEF. So it's a UEF mirror matchup. He is opening first land as well. You know what you like to do in the 1v1s? We like to go to split screen and admire their very large sandy openings. And then you can pass them off as your own. And we'll see how they go. So Keyser's not keeping us guessing about where he's going after that first factory. He's going second land. And he's opening with 8 T1 P-Gens. Although not necessarily. Yeah, no, he's going to get all 8 of those. And he's going to get his com to join in with some of the core mechs production. First engineer off the bat gets some reclaim for him. As is with Francius, actually. So Francius going for fewer T1 P-Gens. There's no Hydro, incidentally, on this map, so a good amount of T1 P-Gens you'd hope to see. Francius keeping us guessing a little bit more still with where he's going second, but he's only produced 5 T1 P-Gens right off the bat. Both of them getting the adjacency bonus on that first land factory on that first core mechs. Francius pulling away now, just picking up the rest of his core mass now. The other 2 engineers. Com moving to the north. Let's slow this down a bit. It's always good just to get them started a little bit. Scout moving out the middle for him, hoping to come across any sneaky, early, naughty coming down the middle. He doesn't have anything to worry about, though. You can see nothing coming that way from Keyser. No super early lab play, and it's going to be a bit difficult to get a lab all the way over there and grab anything essential. You can get outlying engineers here and here, maybe with a bit of early lab play, but it's a long way to travel. It's a 10k map, and he starts right in the corner. So need a player going for that. We have some more information about where Keyser's going next. Is that a third air, fourth land? It looks to be that way. He gets another 3 T1 P-Gens online. And Keyser has been ahead on the mass up until now, suddenly levels, but there was quite a big mass differential in the early game. Just a little bit more efficient, I think, for Keyser. It was about 9-5 a moment ago, but I was talking about something else at the time, so I didn't bring it up. But yeah, I think ever so slightly more efficient start there for him. Both of these guys getting an early air factory online. Francius going second land, third air. So earlier air factory out. Hello, what do we got here? So Keyser going straight for a courier, it would seem. And I'm guessing, by the way, he's stacking engineers who are doing nothing up here at this top corner of the air factory. That is where he is headed. He is going to be dropping either to one of the corners or something more aggressive. Keyser pulling his comm now, moving south, mimicking the movement made by Francis. He's moved forward to this choke point here. He's going to throw down a couple of land factories once he's got some mass online over there. Now, have we got some waypoints set and a potential LZ? So he's coming right across the corner, and would you look at this? So a super aggressive, cheesy start there from Keyser, who's looking to potentially end this one early with a drop. He's got fully loaded courier there, 6 NGs on board, and of course, early game intel, not the best. You can see we've got an interceptor out and a scout plane. Unlikely that's going to be used defensively to check his own area. It's usually used offensively and get those early reads on either where you're heading, which is looks like where he's going, or on your opponent's base, potentially a bit of both. But let's have a look at where that transport is now. It is literally skirting the edge of the game zone, coming right down the corner of the map, and he's bringing in. You see, I would probably avoid that. He wants to get a bit of information on the LZ, I guess, try and save the engineers, but you're also giving away potential routes in. If an interceptor came in to kill that, you might get your transport spotted, but it looks like he's gotten away with it. Potentially, I wonder if you can actually see that puff of smoke as they drop off there, even without field of view, or whether it just lingered because I was late on changing it over. But 6 engineers practically insta-build that first factory, working on another 3 after that, and that's immediately going to work on some strikers, it would seem. Transport brought forward up here, and in fact Francis being aggressive with his comm, moving up to the top left corner. Keyser getting some land factories put down at his southern tip of his base corner. In come the first units of T1 spam. ACU in play along with those units over there. That should be no difficulty for Keyser to counter. Keyser, incidentally, 2,000 versus 1,600 rated player, so Francis facing an uphill battle already, even when you consider, even when you can't consider because you don't know the information, that he's already in a spot of bother, to put it mildly. This hasn't been scouted, and this is already, we're 6.5 minutes in. He's got 6 land factories, soon to be 7 online, with a huge number of spam just spewing out of them. And he's actually behind on eco, so this is what makes this so cheesy, because if this doesn't work, if this gets effectively countered, he's lost expansion time, and Francis has a lot of map coverage to work with, and Keyser's playing catch-up. But as it stands right now, this is looking incredibly dangerous for Francis. Huge quantities of pink UEF units just out of view within spitting distance of that base, and there's very little in that main base to defend against it. This is going to be an outrageous play, you get the feeling, once Keyser officially launches the attack. I'm keeping my eye on it in the mini-map while we observe this other corner over here. Little light on numbers there for Keyser, but remember, he's got the ACU up there, and the attack order is given, and Francis must just be like, WTF, mates. He spied it with some spy planes, knows that's there now, but the damage is well and truly done as that horde of T1 spam comes careering into his main base, wreaking untold devastation on his main structures. Lobo's in there as well for maximum damage against those structures, taking down P-gens and core mass. He's already power locked, and once that drops off, his mass is going to drop off as well. Units pouring back to the main base now, but do you know what? I think Keyser might have done it. He might have done it inside 9 minutes. And the spam of factories and spam of spam continues. Oh, this is looking so bad for Francius. Still has that first factory and the air factory. That's currently paused, but he's losing more structures in the main base all the time. All of the core mass is down. All of the P-gens are down. Has he got P-gens anywhere else? Well, he's trying to build a buttload up here to his north, but it's going to take a miracle to come back from this. Minus 400 power net. And that is a very, very exciting bit of play from Keyser. It doesn't get much better than that. Cheesier than a pickup line in an 80s rom-com. We don't show a lot of cheese here on Guilecast, but you know what? There's no reason for that. Definitely want to be getting into showing some more variety, different types of games, and this is exactly that. An utter curb stomping, and with that withdrawal from the east over here, it's allowing Keyser to flood the front line with the units which he'd stacked up over here. His comm is still in this more or less the same position. Francius advancing with his comm, but to what end? He's never going to break through up here. And that main base is effectively destroyed. Utterly, utterly overrun. That is beautiful. Perhaps I ought to start a segment when cheese succeeds. Just brutal. And it's not like Francius did an awful lot wrong either. Perhaps a little extra scouting around his main base would have allowed him to repel this. But it's just the very fact that it's unexpected. Engineers trying to get PD up, but it's too little too late. Main base completely gone. The base in front of that about to go. He has got the bottom right corner, but the forward base up here is now under pressure. Engineers trying to get a plasma cannon online there, and Francius throws out the GG. Well played, and well played indeed, and the obligatory Control K to round things off in just 11.5 minutes. And there we have it from Keyser. Just brutal, brutal. Do you know what? I always had a rule previously that I wouldn't consider casts under 15 minutes, but I always said tentatively, you know what, maybe if it's something a little bit different. Well, that is a very comprehensive cheese, and just a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun to mix things up. Why don't we just go and have a quick look? This is something, because it's such a short cast today, let's just go back and have a quick look, perhaps fast forward, and see just how early into it Keyser managed to get that transport down, and where Francius was at a time and where they were on the upgrades. We'll get through the early bits on +10 just so we get up to speed to the salient parts nice and quickly. Keyser, so this is what I was talking about here. Let's take a look at the early totals. So there we go. Keyser right off the bat, it's 9v5 because he was quicker to get his core mass up than Francius. Francius pulls his commander forward. Does he help on that core mass? No, he's off somewhere else to get that most northerly mechs up there. And look at that, right on the breadline. So Keyser expanding very quickly, but was very finely balanced on his eco balance. That's where you want to be for optimal start. You don't want to be overproducing power, and this is the difference really between a 400 and a 1600 and a 2000 rated player. That 400 difference is these kind of margins, just knowing the complexities and niceties of different maps and where they go. And there's that courier, half done already at 3 minutes 20 seconds. Gets the engineers in play. We can zoom out and just have a look at what's going on elsewhere. So he is producing his engineers, strikers, and engineers. He is producing from everything, and he went for a scout plane after that on the air factory. And it's a much more conventional start here for Francis. They're back up to 13 apiece. So bring that down a bit, and then we'll let you go on pause to select individual players. So he's at full power there, Francis. Starting to overcook it there just a bit. You can see Kiza has been well on the breadline, has a decent amount of mass stored up as well. Almost twice the amount, in fact, for part of that. And there you go, 3 minutes and 3/4 transport already away from Kiza. It's going to take like a minute and a half to get down there, offload, and get to work. But he already had a scout plane out. But it's, I mean, this first scout plane, it's never used to look for cheese on virtually any map. You always use that to go get a read on what your opponent's doing. But the trouble is with that, you get that up there, you've got no idea that this transport's already left the building, and your fate is almost effectively sealed. Where did he go after that? And he didn't carry on producing any extra aircraft. The next aircraft was due to be an interceptor, but he paused that because he was having issues with his power. Getting lots of T1 P-Gens online, so again, probably his fate hampered again by the fact that there were no hydros here. Prevented him from getting more aircraft out and potentially spotting this. But look at that, engineers down, land factories, and absolutely no idea. And Keys is just thinking this is a conventional game at this point. He's moving over here. Doesn't know, hasn't got intel on any of these places. Can expect Keys is going to be set up here. Comes across the little signature there, but we're already at 5.5 factories and spam accumulating on his left flank with absolutely no idea of what's to come. Just a thing of beauty. And that's when you realise you shouldn't have got out of bed this morning. I thought for a minute when all of that red was piling back in that there was going to stall, but actually it didn't need to at all. And with that first attack, because it was right on the main base, the power grid was nailed. Francis's unit production fell off massively. Kiza went to like 33 mass versus Francis's 15. And then that was it. Couldn't keep up with the spam that was coming in right on his doorstep. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. There's always more to come from me in the future. Don't forget, little video coming up soon. I'm just waiting on some confirmation from Patreon about the app we're going to use for the Guile raffle. That will be coming soon. I'll have a little video, instructional video on how to get signed up with that. And if I get a chance, I might get another sneaky video out this week. Another cast, but we'll see how it goes. No promises on that one this week, I'm afraid. But until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.